Salem County Board of County Commissioners regular meeting for August 7th, 2024. If you please stand for the invocation from our CFO, Hannah, and a pledge allegiance.
Gracious God, we pray that you bless this meeting and all gathered here. Help us to wisely evaluate the pros and cons of each decision and effectively carry them out. We place our hearts and our minds in your hands. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please. Oops, go ahead.
Adequate notice pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been given of this meeting by forwarding notice to the South Jersey Times and Elmer Times Company, and by filing notice with the Salem County Clerk and posting in the Fifth Street Complex, all having been done at least 48 hours in advance.
Roll call, please.
Director Laurie.
Here.
Deputy Director Ostrom.
Here.
Commissioner Ramsey is absent. Commissioner Taylor.
Here.
Commissioner Timmerman is absent. We do have a quorum.
Thank you. Commissioners, what's your pleasure with the minutes?
Mr. Director, I'd like to make a motion that we dispense with the reading of the minutes from the July 17th meeting. These minutes are to be received, approved, and recorded in the minute book.
A motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. It's unanimous. Do we have a waiver of the rule?
We have one, H9, resolution providing for the insertion of any special item of revenue in the budget pursuant to NJSA 48:4-87, Chapter 159, Public Law 1948, opioid settlement agreement.
Can I get a motion for waiving the rules on H9?
Mr. Director, I make a motion to waive the rules on resolution H9.
I second that motion.
I have a motion and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. It's unanimous. Commissioners, what's your pleasure with the general committee, commission minutes, and reports?
Mr. Director, I'd like to make a motion that the correspondence, department reports, committee, and commission minutes be accepted, filed, and made a part of the minutes.
I second that motion.
I have a motion and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor.
Let me just add one thing. One of those letters came from one of our constituents regarding the intersection of Glassboro Road and New Jersey Route 77. As we all know, this is an ongoing issue and has been passed on to our legislative representatives as it is a state road, and they are pursuing it.
I think they've approved it, and I think they're moving ahead with it.
Yeah. Just let people know we didn't ignore it.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. It's unanimous. Commissioners, what's your pleasure with payment of bills and claims?
Mr. Director, I make a motion that all bills and claims, when properly signed and audited, be paid and charged to their respective accounts.
I second that motion.
I have a motion and second. Any discussion on the payment of bills and claims? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. Once again, passed unanimous. Commissioners, your pleasure on the treasurer's report.
Similarly, sir, I'd like to make a motion that the treasurer's report be received and filed, subject to audit, and it be spread full and complete upon the minutes.
I second that motion.
I have a motion and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. Passed unanimous. Thank you. Our clerk, could you please start with the resolutions, starting with the
Council, Julie B. Johnson. A3, resolution authorizing a memorandum of agreement between the County of Salem, the Salem County Sheriff, and the Salem County Sheriff Superior Officers Association, FOP Lodge 6. A4, resolution authorizing Salem County to enter into a cooperative pricing system with Somerset County Cooperative Pricing System number 2-SOCCP. A5, resolution authorizing a renewed maintenance service agreement between County Business Systems, Inc. and the Salem County Surrogate. A6, resolution appointing a temporary per diem qualified purchasing agent for the County of Salem, Jeff Ridgway Jr.
Commissioners, you heard the reading of these 6 resolutions. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Director, I make a motion that we adopt these 6 resolutions.
6, hiring Jeff Ridgway Jr. We're excited about his hiring, and as a purchasing agent, it'll certainly make a big difference in the county and the operation. Agree, Kelly? Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. Passed unanimous. Agriculture and Public Safety.
B1, resolution accepting medication-assisted treatment grant funding from the New Jersey Department of Human Services, Division of Mental Health and Addiction Services. B2, Resolution to support the application for RERP 966 funds for the fiscal year 2025 from the New Jersey Department of Law and Public Safety for the County of Salem. B3, resolution accepting RERP Fund 966 funds for the fiscal year 2025 from the New Jersey Department of Law and Public Safety for the County of Salem. B4, resolution supporting the Salem County Agricultural Development Board's policy regarding the review of site-specific agricultural management practice determination applications.
Commissioners, you've heard the reading of these four resolutions. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Director, I make a motion we adopt these four resolutions.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Just want to point out once again that the state is behind on resolution B1. The currently approved term is medication for opioid use disorder. Hopefully that will be changing soon since that's a national standard these days.
Thank you. Any others? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. Passed unanimous. Tourism and Cultural Heritage and Education.
C1, resolution accepting the 2025 County History Partnership Program Grant and the 2025 Local Arts Program Grant.
Commissioners, heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Director, I move this resolution.
I'll second that resolution, that motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. Passed unanimous. Health and Human Services.
E1, resolution of intent to apply for funding for the 2024-2025 County Environmental Health Act, CEHA grant. E2, resolution accepting and executing the Medical Reserve Corps grant. E3, resolution accepting and executing the 2024-2025 Special Child Health Services Case Management Grant. E4, resolution accepting and executing the 2024-2025 Child and Salem County Office on Aging and Disabilities to facilitate referral services. E6, resolution authorizing an application to New Jersey Transit Corporation for the 2025 Rural 5311 Non-Urbanized Transportation Grant. E7, resolution authorizing the filing of an application to New Jersey Transit Corporation on behalf of the Salem County Office on Aging and Disabilities for grant under the Senior Citizens and Disabled Residents Transportation Assistance Act, Grant 2025.
Commissioners, heard the reading of these seven resolutions. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Director, I make a motion that we adopt these seven resolutions.
I second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. Passed unanimous. Public Works.
F1, resolution renewing a contract for the removal of beam guide rail and installation of beam guide rail at various locations throughout the County of Salem. F2, resolution issuing change order number 32 to the contract for courthouse addition and alterations to the existing courthouse and administration buildings. F3, resolution issuing change order number 33 to the contract for courthouse additions and alterations to the existing courthouse and administration buildings. F4, resolution approving change order number 4 to professional engineering services agreement for evaluation and design of Camp Kearney Dam, NJDEP number 30-8 in Paulsgrove Township, the County of Salem. F5, resolution approving the execution of change order number 1, emergency road and embankment repairs, Cook Road, County Road 551 at Beaver Creek Pump Station in Pensacola Township for the County of Salem. F6, resolution approving the execution of change order number 2, hot mix asphalt and concrete testing and inspection services for the County of Salem. F7, resolution authorizing the advertising request for proposal on a capital improvement project that includes underground storage tank remediation services and engineering site design services for a new fuel station and associated structures at the Salem County Road and Bridge Garage Facility. F8, resolution approving the execution of change order number 5, final fiscal year 2017 mill and overlay resurfacing program, New Bridge Road, County Road 623, in Lower Alloways Creek Township and Watson's Mill Road, County Road 672, in Alloway Township for the County of Salem, NJDOT, job number 7101315.
Commissioners, you've heard the reading of these 8 resolutions. What is your pleasure?
Mr. Director, I move these 8 resolutions.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. Passed unanimous. Chapter 159, insertion revenue in the budget.
H1, resolution providing for the insertion of any special item of revenue in the budget pursuant to NJSA 40A:4-87, Chapter 159, Public Law 1948, fiscal year 25, overdose fatality review team grant. H2, fiscal year 25, PASP grant. H3, fiscal year 25, right to know grant. H4, Sustaining Local Public Health Infrastructure Grant. H5, 24 Medication-Assisted Treatment MAC Grant. H6, Fiscal Year 25 RERP Grant. H7, 2024 Medical Reserve Corps Grant. H8, 2024-2025 Childhood Lead Exposure Prevention Grant. And H9, resolution providing for the insertion of any special item of revenue in the budget in NJSA 40:A 4-87, Chapter 159, Public Law 1948, opioid settlement agreement.
Commissioners, what's your pleasure for these 9 resolutions?
Mr. Director, I make a motion, we adopt these 9 resolutions.
I second that motion.
I have a motion and second. Any discussion? Kelly, do you know what is the approximate amount of the opioid settlement? Do you know?
Just this or in total?
Total.
Total, including this insertion, is about 1.2 million.
Okay, so the opioid settlement for Salem County will be about $1.2 million. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please raise your right hand. Passed unanimous. Commissioners, do we have any old business? Commissioners, any new business? I'd like to welcome Mr. Sepsi. We have a state-funded economic development director hired. He'll be working with obviously the economic development. We're excited about that. It seems to be fitting in real nice and going to be making progress. And this is a state-funded grant to us to hire him for at least 2 years. And we'll see where we go from there. But he's clearly welcome on board. Any other new business? Commissioners, public announcements?
Lots of things going on, and we have quite a gap in our meeting schedule, so we'll run through a few things. Every Monday, we have free senior chair yoga at the Elmer Grange. Every Tuesday, Street Rollers Cruise Night at Woodlands, beginning at 5:30. Every Wednesday, live music Wednesdays at Running Gear Golf Club. Every Wednesday, we also have dancing at the Woodstown Pub, free line dancing lessons. Farm Camp 2024 is being held various dates throughout the summer at Coombs Barnyard on Daretown, Bridgeton Road in Elmer. Mannington Basketball Youth Open Gym Nights are August 7th through September 4th on Wednesdays. Needless to say, I hope some of you have been enjoying. I know I've seen the Bombas out date night at the fair. As you know, it started a day early this year. Everything is going well, and hopefully we're not going to get rained out because some of us have to go take parking fees here in a little bit. Monday through Friday from the 5th through the 23rd of August is the Apple Farms Arts Camp. Summer concert series, Whiskey Sunset, Wednesday, August 7th, which is this evening, obviously. We can make that. If it doesn't rain, that's at Riverview Beach Park. Free Health Festival on Wednesday, August 7th as well. That'll be starting shortly after this meeting adjourns. Oakwood Summer Theater presents on the 9th and 10th, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the musical. Woodstown Central Railroad continues to have excursions. They're now running the Scenic Rambler on August 10th. And I think I'll wait and let Patty go ahead and fill in the blanks.
For those that went to National Night Out at Pennsbury Duns Park and Lower Allen Creek, I think were very well attended. And
That was good fun.
it was very good. It's a good opportunity for the kids to be out there with the police and get to know that, hey, they're not neighbors just like everybody else. I think the purpose of National Night Out truly was met. So now Pennsville got canceled and will not do it again until next year. However, Salem got postponed and it'll be Tuesday night, I think around 6 o'clock. I assume at Martin Luther King Park, which is right across the street from here. Unless somebody knows different. We're going to move on to any other.
Nope, I think we're good.
Good. Okay.
I would be remiss in not emphasizing that it's in our list, There is a extreme bulls competition at rodeo on Monday and Tuesday night. Should be quite interesting. And because of that, Saturday night's rodeo has some of the top 15 contestants in the world entering the bull riding. So if you don't pick a week to go to the rodeo, this might be it. You might actually see something get ridden.
You gonna join that, there, Mickey?
I will be there,
You'll be
cheering
riding?
everyone on.
You'll be
Riding
riding?
Now I'll be on standby for those who do and fail.
All right. We'll move into public comment. If you step to the podium, state your name and your address, and we'd be glad to listen.
Welcome. Hi, good evening. Limping a little bit, so I'm sorry, slow tonight. My name is Anthony Delia. I live at 376 Alloway Aldine Road in Alloway. And I actually have some copies for you folks if you would like to.
Got some really nice pictures too.
Have copies. You have the pictures too. I actually included some of those. There you go.
Fair warning.
No, that's good. I'm glad, actually. I'm going to start off by reading the first page of this document. It's kind of long. It's about 22 pages, including some other data. And I don't think we have the time to go through all of it, but I wanted you all to have the information that I'm referring to. After repaving our road in June of 2024, an existing guide rail was removed and replaced by the Salem County Road Department in front of our home. The new guide rail was extended from the original location by about 39 feet in front of the east side of our property and now partially blocks access to our front yard. The design of this new guardrail correctly follows NJDOT design manual guidelines, but was not designed based on the traffic speed and volume data that was collected by the Salem County Road Department or its consultant. The extension of the guide rail at this location doesn't completely block our property or access to our property, but now significantly obstructs safe entry and use of our property from the road. Prior to installation of this new barrier, we never received any notification from the county that any extensions or modifications would be made that would restrict access or prevent us from using this portion of our property. My request this evening is that the Salem County Road Department and the Alimo Group engineering consultants re-examine the proper NJDOT guide rail requirement in front of our property and base that on the actual traffic study data that was collected from our road, and then subsequently shorten that guide rail or replace it back to its proper location. We seek to fully regain safe access to our property, hopefully by October 2024, which is when we do our annual firearm delivery to the front of our property. And if that can't happen, then I would like to see or receive a copy of the documented recalculations that are mentioned in this document, supposedly performed by this Alimo Group consultant. And again, I guess I can get into some of that nitty-gritty. The consultant recently said that they recalculated and that there would be no changes if they used the actual data from the road survey, which I've demonstrated in my document to be false, to be incorrect. So this started in June when I reached out directly to the road department. I reached out to Mr. Jeff Ridgway, who then referred me to Mr. John Sever. And we had quite a bit of back and forth via email. I asserted that this was a problem. Mr. Sever, after asking for this information, said I had to file an OPRA request, which I did. After receiving that OPRA data, he also suggested I needed to speak to NJ Department of Transportation because the rail was designed based on what they said had to be done. I received word back from NJDOT, and they said that is not true, that it was Mr. Sever and the Salem County engineers or road department that spec'd out and built that, guide rail as it exists, and that it was solely the responsibility of the Salem County Road Department that made that decision. It was not NJDOT.
Just so you're correct. The Alimo made the decision, but it was all based on NJDOT guidelines.
Correct. And again, in this document, you if you read on in this document, which will take a little bit of time, I am not suggesting that the guardrail is out of compliance with NJDOT regulations at all, or guidelines at all. What I've shown in this document is that if you use the actual calculations, and I'm willing, if you're willing, to spend a few minutes doing that.
Why don't you,
Because the
give
value,
them to me after the meeting and I'll pass them on.
I can do that, but I think it's important just briefly for the record. The values that the engineer used, right? They say that there are 1,500 to 6,000 vehicles per day based on traffic study data that was used. That is not true. The traffic study data that I received from the Oprah requests clearly states that there are 957 average vehicles traveling on our road daily. The same study says that the average speed is 45 miles per hour on our road. The posted speed limit is 50 miles per hour on our road. But the engineers chose to use a speed of 55 miles per hour on our road when they do their calculations for NJDOT, okay? If you look at this document, there is a grid, there are many grids, where calculations are based on average daily traffic and average speed on the road. The engineer did not use those values, and so what they did was they exaggerated the requirements for the NJDOT guideline. If you use the correct values as illustrated from the actual Oprah data, the railing should be about 50 feet shorter than what it is right now. And again, I've illustrated that clearly. I'm only here tonight. I'm a lot of breath now. I'm only here tonight because I did try to contact Mr. Ridgway twice and say, hey, if you're telling me I'm wrong, show me the data based on the recalculation with the actual numbers. No callback. Same thing with Mr. Sever. I said, look, please, I think you're wrong. And he keeps telling me, talk to NJDOT. Or he told me, well, you can hire an engineer and do your own traffic study as long as they're New Jersey licensed. Do your own traffic study on your road. Have those engineers create new engineering documents for this guide rail. And then maybe, and this is why I got a little, my fur went up a little bit. He said, well, then maybe, even if it's correct, maybe someday when there are funds, we'll go back and correct it, which I think is like totally unacceptable. I really believe I'm getting the blow off at this point. And I think I've demonstrated in this document clearly, I've demonstrated to show me the math. If I'm wrong, show me the math using the actual survey data. I don't know where they got these other numbers.
I think what, rather than take it commissioner level, that you need, Ed Ramsey's not here, he's the liaison.
Okay.
Perhaps we should set a meeting up between you and
That was the first thing I asked for, and I was denied.
and
Sir, when you called my office, we told you he was on vacation.
No, I understand. I'm not talking about Mr. Rand.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about Mr. Sever, the director.
No, I
director of
apologize.
engineering.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to go, I never wanted to bring it to
there'll
this
be
level at all.
explanations why they chose 55. Typically, people don't drive 50, I don't know.
No, I'm just basing it on the data. The New Jersey Department of Transportation says, here's how you calculate guardrail requirements, right? And again, I love the numbers because when I got them, they supported my,
The engineer has to support his answers.
well, and the engineer's actual calculations I've included in this document, the handwritten notes that he used. And by inflating those numbers, by inflating the speed, and by inflating the traffic, the actual traffic by at least 50% minimum, it puts it into a new category of calculating what's called the clear zone beyond an obstruction on the road.
And we'll do
And
that.
the length
We'll
of
set that
approach
meeting up.
and the opposing length of traffic.
And just to be clear, we have to follow the guidelines.
I'm not questioning the guidelines from New Jersey Department of Transportation.
The road
and
is
I've said that
mostly funded by the state.
Agreed there too.
Thank God that they do fund it.
I understand. And the state was clear. This was not our decision. Mr. Sever did say, and again, I started seeing some red flags as I was communicating with him. I actually have a copy of some of those emails too. I can give you a full,
We're going to pass it right on to Ed Ramsey. He's our liaison. He will take care of it.
this
If
honestly,
he doesn't, that's when you come back to us.
and again, the only reason I'm here this evening is because I gave 2 messages, 2 voicemails to Mr. Ridgway, no response.
You did right.
I asked Mr. Sever via email, I said, hey, please, just show me the math. Show me why I'm wrong. And he just kept insisting, if you got a problem with the regulations, talk to the state. If you want to have a survey of your own done, just go hire an engineer. And I'm like, that'll cost $25,000. Who knows what that would cost?
But let's go to this position. That's the next step. And then, if there's no satisfaction, then certainly come back.
I appreciate that. And my opinion, I don't want to escalate this any further. It's really straightforward. Based on the numbers, they can shorten the rail. It's already been constructed. Unbolt a section of the railing or 2 sections of the railing, and we're back to where we were. And nothing, no harm, no foul.
I agree.
So, thank you all for listening.
Thank you. I drive by every day.
Well, and again, I've tried to illustrate as best I can why this is a problem. It is not a complete blockage, but when you try to pull a large truck with a trailer into our property now, it's impossible. You have to go around this new extended guide rail or try to, and there's no way a tri-axle is ever getting 376 Alloway Albion. We have a long wooden split rail fence in front of
If you have paperwork you want us to have, just give it to the young lady over there.
Okay, you have copies of those, but I can leave another copy here. I do appreciate it.
It may be in here, but how much longer is the guide rail gonna work?
The rail right now, from our property line, right, it previously was not in front of our property line at all. Right now, it's about 39 feet extended. Prior to that, it was roughly 10 feet on the other adjacent property. And again, if you really, I took a lot of time to prepare this and try to be thorough. If you use the actual traffic data numbers from our road, it actually shortens the railing by about 50 feet, which essentially puts it back to where it was.
Okay.
So,
I hear you.
thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Very well.
Anyone else? Patty? No? Okay. Let's recognize our committeeman, Pat Bamba from Firing Point. Thank you for being here. You have a meeting right after this?
I can't see him, she's past Patty, that's why. He's in the corner. She put him in the corner again.
I will say, we appreciate your attending our night out and finding for Firing Point.
It was awesome.
You enjoyed it? It was a good day for the public.
It was a good mix of kids and officers and fire department, and it was a good mix.
I got a bag of Cracker Jack and grocery bag.
Did-
It's good.
Pat, did you get in before the rain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mickey told me last night that when he opened up the Cracker Jack box when he was a kid, that's how Kelly got her diamond hair new ring.
Sounds good for now.
Hearing no one else, we will not have a closed session tonight. Our next, because we're going to be out at the fair, and we're short 2 people, so we'll be sending the next meeting, which is September 4th. Our last 4 p.m. meeting. We'll be returning to 6 p.m. On the 18th. So our next meeting, September 4th, 4 p.m. No executive closed session. I need a resolution to authorize,
No, just a
resolution to adjourn.
so,
Motion
motion
to adjourn. I'll get there.
a motion to, I move a motion to adjourn, Mr. Director.
I will second.
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor, please raise your right hand. Pass unanimous. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Thank you for the Armor Times being here. Right there.
The state always does. They know that.